You are 20 years old. You don't think about investing. Not seriously. You think investing is something older people do. People with real money. People who already made it. Right now you are focused on small things. Your phone, your friends, your next paycheck. You earn a little. You spend most of it. Sometimes you save. It feels responsible. It feels enough. It is not. Because time is doing something quietly in the background. Something you cannot see. Something you cannot feel. But something that will define everything. Compound interest is already working. Just not for you. Across the city, someone your age makes a different decision. Not smarter. Not richer. Just earlier. They take $200. That's it. They don't wait for the perfect moment. They don't wait for a higher salary. They start. They buy their first asset. They don't fully understand the market. They don't need to. Because time is now working for them. 10 years pass. You are 30 now. You finally start thinking about investing. You watched a few videos. You read a few posts. You realize you should have started earlier. So now you begin. You invest $500 a month. You feel serious this time, disciplined, focused. But something is different. You're not early anymore. You are catching up. At the same moment, the 20-year-old version of you is now 30. They never increased their lifestyle too fast. They kept investing, small amounts, consistently. Their money has been compounding for 10 years, not aggressively, quietly, relentlessly. This is where your life splits into two timelines. In the first version, you start at 30. You invest more money. You work harder. But your time is limited. Your investments grow, but they grow under pressure. Every decision feels urgent. You check the market daily. You worry about losses because you don't have time to be wrong. At 40, your portfolio looks decent. At 50, it looks solid. At 60, it might be enough. If nothing goes wrong, if the market performs, if you stay consistent. You built something, but it required effort, attention, stress. You were always catching up. In the second version, you started at 20. You didn't invest more. You invested earlier. Your money had time to fail and recover. Time to grow and compound. Time to multiply without pressure. At 30, you are already ahead. At 40, your portfolio begins to accelerate. Not because you worked harder, because your past decisions are working for you. At 50, the curve changes shape. It is no longer linear. It becomes exponential. This is the moment most people never reach because they started too late. At 60, both versions of you stop working. One of them relies on savings. The other relies on assets. One calculates expenses. The other collects returns. One spent 30 years building money. The other spent 40 years letting money build itself. The difference was never intelligence. It was never income. It was never luck. It was time. Time is the only asset you cannot buy back. Every year you delay investing, you're not just losing money. You're losing the years where money works the hardest. The early years, the invisible years, the years where nothing seems to happen, but everything is happening. Right now, somewhere, someone is 20 years old. They are about to make a decision so small, it feels meaningless. $100, $200, $500. They will not see the result tomorrow. They will not feel richer next month. But 10 years from now, their entire life will look different. And somewhere else, someone is 30. They are realizing they waited too long. They are starting anyway, because starting late is still better than never starting. But they know something now, something they wish they understood earlier. The game does not reward effort first. It rewards time first, then consistency, then patience. The market will open tomorrow. It always does. Opportunities will exist. They always do. The only question, the only question that has ever mattered is, did you start early enough, or are you about to spend the next decade catching up? Because at 30, you don't feel late. You feel ready. You have income now, stability, a plan. And that's exactly the illusion. The system does not reward when you feel ready. It rewards when you start early. At 30, life gets expensive. Your responsibilities grow. Your lifestyle improves, and without noticing, your ability to take risks starts shrinking. Now every dollar you invest feels important. It needs to perform. It needs to grow faster. Because you don't have time to waste. But the version of you who started at 20 never had this pressure. They had something better, time without urgency. At 35, you finally see progress. Your portfolio is growing. You feel confident, but the early investor is no longer growing slowly. They are accelerating. This is the part nobody tells you. Compounding feels slow until it doesn't. For years, nothing dramatic happens. Then, suddenly, everything changes. At 40, the gap is no longer small. It's massive. One version of you is building wealth. The other is watching it build itself. And that changes everything. Because when your money starts working harder than you, your life shifts. You stop chasing income. You start controlling time. And time being was always the real asset. So wherever you are right now, 20, 30, or even later, the system is still the same. Start early, you gain time. Start late, you fight time. But starting it all about is still better than staying where you are. Because 10 years from now, you won't care how perfect your plan was. You will only care that you started. Right now, you are somewhere on this timeline. Maybe you are 20, thinking it's too early. Maybe you are 30, thinking it's too late. Maybe you are 40, realizing the cost of waiting. But the system has not changed. The rules are still the same. Time rewards action. Delay compounds regret. Consistency builds leverage. The numbers will always adjust. The markets will always move. Opportunities will always exist. But time only moves in one direction. The market will open again tomorrow. It always does. Someone will invest for the first time. Someone will delay again. Someone will take it seriously. Someone will ignore it completely. 10 years from now, those decisions will not feel small anymore. They will define everything. Because in the end, wealth is not built in the years you notice. It is built in the years you almost ignored. And it all starts, not with a perfect plan, not with a large amount, but with a decision so small, it feels like it doesn't matter. Until one day, it matters more than anything.